In the new version of CapCut, versions 3.3.0 and higher, you can create AI images from text. Images like this, and this. So just remember,
with great power comes great responsibility.
Let me know in the comments what country you're in, and if this feature is available to you in CapCut Desktop. Now let's jump into CapCut, make sure you have media selected, and go down to AI Generated. Here you can see the stuff I've already been messing with. Before you give it a prompt, click on Adjust, and choose what style you want. You have General or Anime. We're going to keep General selected for our purposes. And then choose your aspect ratio. If you're going to be creating long-form content on YouTube, you're going to want 16:9. For YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, or TikToks, you want 9:16. By default, Steps is set to 30. The higher the value for this, the higher the quality, but also slightly longer processing time. But you still want it all the way up to 50, and just be a bit patient. It's still pretty quick. Then just click anywhere out of it and give it a prompt. How about this? Depending on where you drag that quality slider and how many people are hitting the server, the timing can vary sometimes. It generates 4 images. You can preview them by just clicking on them. These are the low-resolution versions. Find the one you like best, hover over it, and you will see these options. Here we can leave some feedback, we can upscale it to HD, we can download it to our computer, or we can add it to our timeline. So we are going to want to click the HD button, and watch what happens. We get a high-resolution version of the image. Now look at this image here, the low-resolution version, and now click on the high-resolution version. Wow, now that's actually really good. There's a big difference between the two. Here's the low-res version. Not bad, a little blurry, and now the high-res. Whoa, that's really good. That looks nearly photorealistic. In fact, if you saw it like this, you wouldn't know it wasn't a photograph. Now, the thing with these is that even though it's high resolution, it isn't like the high resolution you get in CapCut Mobile. It's not even really HD. It's just 1024 by 576. But it's still darn good and very usable. Now, one way to upscale a little bit is by hitting the plus button and adding it to the timeline. And then, in the top right corner, choosing Export Still Frame. And then you can export it as 4K and save it to your desktop. If you look at these two images, the 4K one is definitely bigger, but the resolution still really isn't any better. And the way you can test it is by opening both of these images up together. And if I take a look at this low-res one and scale it up a little bit, and I go back and forth, this is the low-res, this is the high-res, and you can't really see much of a difference. Image generation by AI does seem to be getting better, but it's still not perfect. If you see this image of a girl playing the flute, and I zoom in on it, you can see over here, the fingers are kind of messed up, the thumb down here is kind of messy, but look at this quality. It still looks really good, and sometimes it messes up faces. If I look at this woman on the beach, you can see the face got messed up. But with a little patience and regenerating a few times, you can get really high quality images. One reason AI generated images are so powerful is that they are copyright free. You can use them freely for your thumbnails, for your videos, for your backgrounds, and for images you want to add to your backgrounds, you can cut things out and have them flying across your backgrounds. Now you've already seen we can download the image by clicking here, so we have access to it from our desktop. We can also add it to our timeline from this button. But even though I've added these images to our timeline, when you go to local, there's nothing here. So how do you get these images to local if you didn't download it? You simply go to Library and click on AI Materials, and you will find all of the images that you either downloaded or used in one of your projects, and you can get to them really easily from here. If you enjoyed this, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button to stay tuned for future videos. Thanks everyone.